your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. Today, family and friends, members of the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, and other first responders came together in Bangor to remember the life of Captain Nick Hardwick.
Those that knew him best described Hardwick as a man that loved his family first, his wife Jessica, son Drew, and daughter Cadence. Hardwick is remembered as a man that loved adventure and someone who led by example.
Nick was a quiet observer, always had a big smile, and laughed at nearly everything, the good and the bad. He took it all in stride.
You brought so much to our office, and you were a big part of making us better. We'll continue to carry that message and your mission forward.
I guess if there was one thing that I could say is make sure that you live life to the fullest every day. Love as hard as you can and see as many places as you can go, because you never know when it could be the last. And Nick, until we ride again, I love you, buddy.
Captain Nick Hardwick started as a part-time correctional officer at the Penobscot County Jail back in 2001. He worked his way up through the ranks, eventually becoming a captain and jail administrator. Hardwick was also a proud reserve officer for the Southwest Harbor Police Department. He died while traveling on vacation with his family earlier this month.
And sadly, another community is mourning the loss of a veteran first responder, friend, and community member. Caribou Fire Captain Daniel Raymond, also known as Danny, was killed yesterday in a car crash. Captain Raymond served Caribou Fire and Ambulance for 32 years, 4 as a volunteer and 28 as a firefighter, and then the last 7 as captain. His department says he was active in the community as well, helping to educate the public on fire safety issues through programs like Learn Not to Burn, CPR, and fire extinguisher training, as well as numerous other community activities. They say you couldn't go far without someone recognizing him. His department confirmed that on Thursday, Captain Raymond was traveling south on Route 1 in Caribou when a Freightliner box truck driven by Vincent Smith of Wamego, Kansas, swerved into his lane and hit his car. Both vehicles crashed into a nearby ditch. Police pronounced Captain Raymond dead at the scene. He was 57 years old.
In other news tonight, closing arguments in the Jordan David Bishop trial took place today at the Penobscot Judicial Center. The jury, however, was unable to reach a verdict on this first day of deliberations. They informed the judge that they needed more time to review the transcript of Thursday's testimony from 3 licensed psychologists who offered their professional opinions on Bishop's state of mind at the time of the alleged crime. During closing statements, the prosecution argued that Bishop knowingly acted with the intent to cause harm. Defense attorney Don Brown argued that Bishop was in an altered state of mind at the time of the shooting and should not face criminal charges.
Even if he had an abnormal condition of mind, he still acted deliberately. He still acted intentionally. He did everything with a purpose. The evidence overwhelming.
Jury deliberations are scheduled to continue on Monday morning.
In other news, a car carrier and its entire cargo were destroyed after it crashed in Amherst this morning. Hancock County Sheriff's Lieutenant Timothy Cody says 54-year-old Serafin Puccetti was operating a white 2023 Western Star tractor and trailer, which was carrying multiple new vehicles. The truck was traveling east on the Airline Road when the car carrier went off the right side of the roadway and down an embankment, striking several trees and coming to rest on its side. Lieutenant Cody says the tractor trailer caught fire, destroying it and the entire cargo of new vehicles. The crash caused the road to be shut down for several hours. The cause of the crash remains under investigation.
Well, the Belfast Police Department is asking the public for help identifying the person that robbed the Circle K convenience store early Thursday morning. These pictures were taken from security cameras. Police tell us a person entered the store wearing a camouflage jacket, pajama pants, baseball cap, and blue surgical mask. He approached the cashier with a note indicating that he was armed and ordering them to hand over cash. If you recognize this person, you are asked to contact the Belfast Police Department at 207-338-2420.
Majority Democrats in the Maine legislature are pushing through a baseline budget. That move will ensure government operations continue in the new fiscal year while leaving the door open to discussions on new spending initiatives later. The pared-down budget must be adopted by the end of next week for a simple majority-approved bill to go into effect on July 1st. The proposal emerged today after closed-door negotiations between the parties and Governor Mills over her proposed $10.3 billion two-year budget. It prevents Republicans from using a state government shutdown as a negotiating tactic, but preserves their negotiating clout for proposals to be considered later. Late this evening, Maine Republicans sent out a statement saying budget talks had broken down, though they said, in part, quote, "We offered several iterations of our priorities, came back to the table numerous times in an attempt to find common ground. I am deeply disappointed with the end result. A one-party budget does not protect the best interests of Maine citizens," end quote.
The Bangor School Department will soon receive settlement money from a class action lawsuit over youth e-cigarette use. The school board unanimously voted on Wednesday to accept a settlement agreement with popular e-cigarette maker Juul Labs and Altria, the parent company of Juul and several tobacco companies. Bangor is one of 1,000 school departments across the U.S. that sued Juul as part of a lawsuit. According to Bangor School Department representatives, settlement funds will be spent on vaping prevention and nicotine addiction services for youth. Now, representatives say the department is currently reviewing data and formulating a plan in order to prevent future addiction in schools. The amount the department will receive from the settlement has not yet been disclosed.
A new facility offering addiction treatment services opened up today. Our David Ledford spoke with representatives about the growing need for care.
Let's make it official. 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Everest Recovery officially opened its new opioid treatment center in Manchester with the help of Governor Janet Mills. The center will offer comprehensive services for those with opioid use disorder starting in mid-April. Peter Morris, co-founder and CEO of Everest Recovery, says that the group hopes to fill a dire need in the state.
You can't miss it. The opioid epidemic is ravaging the state of Maine, the entire nation, and certainly with the onset of fentanyl, it's gotten even worse. Getting folks into medication-assisted treatment allows them to re-engage with their families, regain employment, and just live a productive life.
The location is Everest's second center in Maine, following the opening of a facility in Saco last year. And this marks the third treatment center to open after nearly 10 years without a new facility in the state. During the ceremony, Governor Mills also announced that Everest Recovery will be the latest group to join Maine's Opioid Health Home program, which further aids those seeking treatment.
My administration will continue to do all we can to stop drugs from reaching Maine, to prevent addiction at an early age, to treat addiction when we couldn't prevent it, to set people on a lifelong path to recovery, and above all else, to save lives.
State officials say the opening of the facility is an important step in widening the scope of Maine's medical care moving forward and increasing the availability of methadone, a medication used to treat opioid use disorder.
We need to avoid them driving an hour or 2 hours. So every time we can put a treatment facility closer to where people are living, it's helpful. The medication-assisted treatment has very much been stigmatized. And we need to mainstream it as part of medical care.
To learn about treatment options, visit everestrecovery.com. In Manchester, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, and we talked earlier today about the conditions outdoors. Kind of a nice day on paper, but you know, when you're actually out there dealing with the high winds the gusty winds that we were experiencing, It was a good day to have that extra layer on.
It was definitely a very chilly breeze that came through, and in certain places it really was more than a breeze. So, you know, if you looked at your weather widget and thought, oh, it's 40 degrees or 43 degrees, I'm all set, and you go outside and all of a sudden you get hit with that. It was a little bit of a wake-up call there.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, with a little bit more on what we can expect conditions-wise in the coming hours, let's hit pause here and take a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. It's almost the weekend. It's Friday night. Our first weather is brought to you by Goose River Farm Meat Store. What a windy day today. We did have lots of sunshine, but winds are still howling out there, 14 miles an hour. The coast, though, not too bad. Look at Machias, close to 0. But Millinocket, Greenville, into Waterville, we do have some pretty breezy conditions where wind gusts are close to 25, even 30 miles an hour in some spots. But hey, we did have a good amount of sunshine out there today. A few passing clouds. Most of this showing up here on the radar is Virga. Precipitation and not quite reaching the ground. So we are all in the clear, folks. A really good-looking day. And same thing right now. Temperatures, though, earlier today, mid-40s. Even the coast had some mid-40s up north, though. Look at Greenville, though, mid-30s. That's because of a thick snowpack up there. Tonight, though, temperatures will continue to cool off, hovering in those low to mid-20s. Beth?
Alrighty, Conrad, thanks so much. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a local nonprofit has received $25,000 to provide affordable housing.
And the University of Maine Graduate Workers Union celebrates its launch today with a rally. We'll have those stories and more local news after this.
If you're waiting for a sign that it's time to finally tackle that window project, here it is. Renewal by Andersen's incredible window replacement days. Get all the benefits of Renewal by Andersen's exclusive and easy replacement window process. And save a lot of money while you're at it. An immediate design consultation, exclusive Fibrix composite material windows, and precise installation by highly trained certified master installers. You get it all during Renewal by Andersen's window replacement days. Call Renewal by Andersen today and take advantage of this limited time offer and special financing.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Have they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down? They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
Portland Timbers, LA Galaxy, Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on Fox.
911, what's your emergency?
Anybody ever seen anything like this?
I'm here to rescue you!
You just wait around a minute, something awful's bound to happen. You saved me. That's what we're here for.
911 Lone Star, Tuesdays on Fox.
Welcome back. The Penobscot Commissioner's Office has awarded $25,000 to a local nonprofit dedicated to providing affordable housing opportunities for the homeless. Design Wall Housing offers potential tenants access to resources to aid in their transition out of homelessness. The two co-founders have extensive backgrounds in social work services and strong connections throughout Penobscot County. President Robin Sandow is a mental health therapist and says the organization has a team of 30-plus volunteers ready to connect people to local resources ranging from rides to recovery meetings or free diaper programs.
It takes more than just a business relationship to make something like this work. That I am really invested in connecting with the people that we house.
Basically just trying to get people housed and trying to get them to grow back to where they were or forward, either way.
The co-founders are working to purchase a vacant building by the end of May, and they are planning a fundraiser this spring to support that purchase.
Lawmakers in Augusta debated new legislation to bring more stability to your electric bill. The proposal would change how often the standard offer can be negotiated.
Electricity users in Maine are seeing sticker shock.
They open their CMP and Versant bill, and their first reaction is, this is a mistake.
Maine's public advocate Bill Harwood says he's hearing about the concerns over high bills every single day.
We had in the month of February over 400 calls, and that's about 4 times our usual.
It comes after the standard offer rate for electricity supply went up more than 40% in January. The rate is set by the Public Utilities Commission during a competitive bidding process, and the higher price this time was blamed on a volatile fossil fuel market.
That really is hard for them to absorb.
To give consumers more consistency in those rates, a new bill introduced this week looks to allow the PUC to increase the terms for standard offer contracts from the current 1-year to up to 10-year terms.
There are ways that we can hedge our standard offer so that we can introduce stability into it without increasing the price.
We have a lot of questions about this bill. I think that's probably putting it generously.
The current standard offer provider for most customers in Maine argues longer contract terms would actually create added costs to consumers because of the risk suppliers take on locking in prices amid volatile markets.
Given all these uncertainties, it's unclear how this could possibly yield price stability. It seems unlikely to reduce prices.
While the Maine PUC can negotiate various lengths and terms to the standard offer, the Commission says the process now has given Mainers the lowest price in New England.
The reality is there are a lot of different procurement strategies in the region. Nobody's been able to come up with something that is providing consistently lower prices than Maine.
Does that mean that this is working? Or is there still room for change?
I think there's still room for change.
For the public advocate, the hope is legislators will find a balance to help save Mainers money.
This bill may not be yet the perfect solution or the right solution, but I think it's on the way.
The UMaine Graduate Workers Union celebrated its public launch with a rally today. Our AJ Douglas heard from union members who say it's time the university established better working conditions.
This is what democracy looks like. Show me what a union looks like. This is what a union looks like.
Research, teaching, and graduate assistants came together to create the UMaine Graduate Workers Union. Their goal is to negotiate with the University of Maine school system to create higher working standards.
Low wages, terrible health care that we have to pay usually from our own pockets, the 50% contribution, which is unheard of among other land grants in New England.
More than 1,000 graduate workers throughout the UMaine system have joined the union. Organizers claim that graduate workers are experiencing problems well beyond low wages.
There's a lot of us that have not been getting paid on time.
A master's student studying at the Climate Change Institute talks about a few of the union's goals.
Build solidarity amongst grad workers, for the university to voluntarily recognize our democratic consensus on cards and agree to meet with us, treat us as equal bargaining partners.
Union members have expressed the need to visit food pantries to survive and sacrificing medical treatments due to health plans not including dental or vision options.
Choosing between ignoring my health or paying premium costs out of pocket for necessary health care. My eyes and teeth are not external additions to me.
The university has released a statement stating, quote, "We very much value our graduate student workers as they are a vital part of the campus community. We recognize the right to unionize. The university will await the outcome of the election, and at that time we'll have further discussions with our graduate students and or the appropriate union representatives." End quote. UMaine graduate workers say they are open to working with the university to establish better working conditions and benefits. In Orono, AJ Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, lawmakers are sounding the alarm over considerable shortages of critical medicine in the U.S.
And the House passes a Parents' Bill of Rights aimed at providing parents more power over their children's education. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
When Natural Living Center wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Natural Living Center offers natural groceries, organic produce, the largest selection of supplements in the area, gluten-free products, and more for your health.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care in Brewer is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you. Apply today.
Take your taste buds on a journey and experience the brand new international menu Tuesday through Thursday only at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub. Every Tuesday, enjoy their delicious French cuisine. On Wednesdays, enjoy their memorable Italian delicacies. And every Thursday, be ready for a fiesta with their Mexican favorites. A full 5-course dinner for just $29.95 per person. And don't forget about their all-you-can-eat seafood Fridays. The Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
The team competition is now over. TV's #1 unscripted show changes the game.
No more good vibes.
With a shocking elimination.
Oh my gosh.
I am devastated. All new Next Level Chef, Thursday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Lawmakers are sounding the alarm about a considerable deficiency of critical medicines in the U.S. A Senate report says the issue could have devastating consequences for patients and national security risks for the entire country. Fox's Mark Meredith has the story.
If you've gone to a pharmacy lately, you may have seen shelves like these with medications either out of stock or in low supply. A new report from the Senate Homeland Security Committee details how dire the situation is, with the U.S. seeing a near 30% increase in drug shortages since 2021.
While some shortages may only be an inconvenience, others have had devastating impacts on patient care.
Researchers blame the shortage on multiple factors, including complex global supply chains, with nearly 80% of the facilities making America's medical ingredients based overseas.
Our over-reliance on China when it comes to these drugs has really exploded since the turn of the century.
Hospitals nationwide are operating with shortages daily, forcing pharmacists to get creative when treating patients.
It's really a struggle for the front lines. There are millions of dollars wasted, healthcare dollars, in managing these drug shortages.
The report, written by Democratic staff, recommends the U.S. invest in more domestic drug manufacturing, further examine the drug supply chain, and force pharmaceutical companies to give the FDA more data about their operations. But some argue it's the FDA's past actions which encourage foreign production to begin with.
It's no coincidence that the rise in drug shortages correlates with the expanded regulatory reach of the FDA.
John Goodman, an expert on healthcare policy, wants Congress to level the playing field for drug makers.
It's too much regulation that is causing the problems that we're living with. We need to deregulate. We need to deregulate production.
The committee warns the U.S. military is also vulnerable to these drug shortages. The Defense Department telling Congress it is wholly dependent on the commercial market when it comes to securing medications for its own personnel. In Washington, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Meanwhile, more U.S. forces were injured following a new Iranian rocket attack in eastern Syria. The rocket attacks came after President Biden ordered a series of retaliatory strikes in response to a suspected Iranian-made drone attack, which killed a U.S. contractor and injured 6 other Americans on Thursday. Fox's Jennifer Griffin has the latest from the Pentagon.
The Iranian drone carried out a kamikaze-style attack on a maintenance facility at a U.S. base shared with the Kurdish Syrian Defense Forces near Hasaka in northeast Syria midday Thursday.
A U.S. contractor was killed yesterday and 5 U.S. service members and 1 additional U.S. contractor were wounded.
Why wasn't there a contingency to shoot down the drone if it was coming into the base?
Again, look, we take a variety of measures to safeguard our people. But again, it's an inherently dangerous place, and again, we'll look into the details of the actual attack.
The U.S. response was swift. President Biden directed Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin to launch precision airstrikes with F-15 fighter jets against facilities used by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps in eastern Syria. In response, Iran proxy forces launched 10 rockets at another U.S. base in northeast Syria. A U.S. defense official tells Fox there are no U.S. casualties and no damage to the base. There are about 900 U.S. troops in Syria fighting ISIS. This was not the first time Iran has targeted U.S. bases.
Since 1 January 2021, the number is about 78 times that we have been attacked. So what Iran does to hide its hand is they use Iranian proxies. That's either UAVs or rockets to be able to attack our forces in either Iraq or Syria.
Tonight, Iranian-backed forces fired more missiles at U.S. military personnel based in eastern Syria near the oil fields near Deir al-Zor. Additional U.S. forces have received injuries. Some may be serious. President Biden, while meeting Canada's Prime Minister, said the U.S. does not seek conflict with Iran, but is prepared to respond forcefully to protect U.S. personnel. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Republicans want parents to have a bigger say in their kids' education, and they think their bill could get it done. Fox's Chad Pergram has more from Capitol Hill.
The bill is passed.
House Republicans passed legislation Friday dubbed the Parents' Bill of Rights. It requires schools publicize curriculum. That includes providing parents with a list of student reading materials. Schools must offer parents 2 meetings with teachers each year.
It's just another check off on all what we said we would do.
The goal is for parents to have more insight into learning and guard against what Republicans call woke education. Every Democrat voted against the bill.
The extreme MAGA Republicans want to jam their right-wing ideology down the throats of students, teachers, and parents throughout America.
It's another culture war brewing. Last year saw a record number of efforts to censor library books, more than 1,200 attempts, double the amount in 2021. Conservatives registered a majority of those complaints.
Republicans want to ban books on Martin Luther King Jr.
Republicans zeroed in on education as a winning issue for 2024, tapping into parental frustration that they don't have enough say.
Parents had a lot of hard questions for their school board members, and I think school board members didn't want to have to answer those questions.
Democrats, on the other hand, are calling Republicans hypocrites. In an op-ed last week, the education secretary wrote, quote, "Ironically, some of the very politicians who claim to promote freedom are banning books and censoring what students can learn." Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called the House bill Orwellian. He says the Senate won't consider it. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
And there is growing outrage as parents blame TikTok's CEO for allowing harmful content on the social media app, which they say has led to the deaths of their children. The criticism is only intensifying in the wake of his congressional testimony. Fox's Aisha Hasni has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Do you as a parent want to see TikTok? I would be happy with that.
Michelle and Dean Nasca are among the countless parents who want TikTok to go away. Their son Chase tragically killed himself last year, they say, after spending hours watching psychologically disturbing videos on TikTok.
Mr. Chu
Your company destroyed their lives.
Lawmakers told his story to TikTok CEO Shou Zi-Chu during a hearing on Capitol Hill Thursday. His parents quietly sobbing, only to then feel anger at Chu's defense of his app.
Are teenagers in particular shown more distressing content?
The opposite is true. We actually put in more restrictions to make sure that our teenagers get a better experience.
He's not concerned with anything of dealing with this. His concern is with China. This doesn't scare him. China scares him.
The Nazcas are suing TikTok as momentum grows on Capitol Hill to take action against the platform. A broad bipartisan Senate bill that would give the Commerce Secretary tools to ban foreign tech like TikTok is gaining support. Speaker Kevin McCarthy promising a companion bill in the House.
I think you could find a bipartisan bill to come out of energy and commerce. I know the Senate is working on one, but I believe the House will get one done and we'll pass it through as well.
And China is responding to the hearing this week, saying that the CCP has never asked any individual or any company to collect data or intelligence located in foreign countries. They also say the U.S. should just stop suppressing foreign companies. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Gwyneth Paltrow took the stand today in her ongoing trial over a skiing incident that took place 7 years ago.
And in sports, Maine football took the field for their first spring practice today. How the team looks to push towards a better 2023.
The NASCAR Cup Series takes on the Circuit of the Americas road course. The Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix, Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
We so amazing. The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS. So captivating. You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Current qualified non-GM lessees can get this Equinox for $269 a month. Or get $1,750 total cash allowance when you purchase. Yeah, make the crowd go crazy.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice. Sweet. Go big or go home. What'd you say? What's up?
Right now, you could save up to $1,100 with affordable 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Bangor Brewer bowling lanes on Wilson Street in Brewer, featuring 24 lanes of candlepin bowling and a big arcade room where kids can win great prizes. Glow bowling on Saturday nights from 7 until closing. Bring your entire family of fun entertainment for all ages.
Small town farmers and big city women.
I'm moving in.
Search for love in the heartland.
It's really hit me in the heart like this is real.
If Yellowstone and The Bachelor had a baby, it would be Farmer Wants a Wife. All new Wednesdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Welcome back. Oscar winner Gwyneth Paltrow was a star witness in a courtroom drama on Friday. She and a retired doctor are suing each other for a collision on a ski slope 7 years ago. Fox's Caroline Shively has the story.
Actress and business mogul Gwyneth Paltrow testified in a Utah court on Friday about a 2016 skiing accident.
You were furious and said you skied directly into my effing back.
At the top of your lungs?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I apologize for my bad language.
76-year-old Terry Sanderson is suing the Oscar winner for an incident at Deer Valley Resort. He claims she was out of control on the slope and skied into him, leaving him with brain damage and broken ribs. Paltrow says it was Sanderson who caused the crash and is countersuing him for $1 and attorney's fees.
It seems like he's had a very difficult life, but I did not cause the accident, so I cannot be at fault for anything that subsequently happened to him.
A judge threw out Sanderson's earlier $3.1 million lawsuit. Now he is seeking $300,000. Sanderson's daughter testified the retired eye doctor has never been the same since the collision, describing a man who is often confused and angry, citing this exchange with her sister.
He got right in her face and said F you, like screamed F you at her, which again, he doesn't talk like that, and he doesn't raise his voice and scream. That was not the old Terry that I knew as a dad.
Sanderson, ski instructors, and Paltrow's 2 children, Moses and Apple, are expected to testify when court is back in session next week. Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Well, big news for a couple of hit Fox dramas and a return to the world of Bridgerton. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has it all in the Hollywood Nation.
There are worse fates than marrying the King of England.
The next Bridgerton story, a star-studded true crime series, and 2 new Fox dramas renewed in the Hollywood Nation.
Court is now in session.
Fox's crime anthology series Accused and action-packed Alert Missing Persons Unit were a hit. And now it's official, both will be back with more. The network renewed the shows for sophomore seasons, which will air in the 2023-2024 schedule. This follows recent news of the Elodie Young-led drama The Cleaning Lady being renewed for a 3rd season. Would you be interested in having an affair? In today's First Looks, HBO Max released the official full trailer for the true crime original limited series Love and Death, starring Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons, with executive producers David E. Kelley and Nicole Kidman. The series is based on Candy Montgomery, a Texas housewife in 1980, accused of the axe murder of her friend and the affair which started it all. It premieres April 27th. Last year, Candy Montgomery's story was also the center of the Hulu crime series Candy, starring Jessica Biel.
To you, I'm George.
Get ready for a royal return. Netflix introduced the trailer to Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. The streamer shares the prequel series follows Queen Charlotte's rise to prominence and power and tells of how the young queen's marriage to King George sparked a great love story and societal shift, creating the world inherited by the characters of Bridgerton. Save the date of May 4th for that one. You are our queen. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, lots to look forward to there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All righty.
Well, hopefully lots to look forward to in our full 5-day as well.
Yeah, it seems like there may be at least a couple good days coming our way, so we'll have more on that just ahead.
And a wonderful day out there today. Just a few passing clouds, good amount of sunshine, but more snow is on the way. I know it's spring. We want those spring temperatures. More snow will be moving on in. When and how much are we going to get? I'll have the answers coming up.
Hi, can you tell me how to get to Down East Toyota from here? Well, that's easy. All roads lead to Down East.
Wherever you are in Maine this spring, head to Down East for the sweetest lineup of four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive vehicles. Just like the maple sap, the vehicles are now flowing in. Check the latest inventory and offers at downeasttoyota.com.
Getting some syrup to go?
Better hurry. Those Toyotas are selling like hotcakes. Down East Toyota on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
The Sebec Lake House proves that Days World is ready for any challenge. The client had very high standards for this entire project. You can tell by Sebec Lake actually being in granite in the floor. Days World had to match those high standards, and we did with the Mitsubishi electric equipment that we carry. They didn't want any diffusers on that first level.
You cannot see the diffusers anywhere, just like they promised.
We trusted Dave's World with this project, and we're very pleased with the results, and I'd highly recommend them.
Hewitt Lift and Rolodock creates
the strongest, simplest, and most reliable dock system. With one simple goal:
to get you on the lake
faster and easier than anyone else.
Because at Hewitt,
we build stronger.
After 40 years of quality building, we get it.
Hewitt family builds for your family.
For your family.
For your family.
Stand on the solid foundation of the Hewitt family.
Docks, pontoon legs, and boat lifts.
You work hard, play harder. You deserve a Hewitt.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, my fellow friends. Our main weather today is brought to you by Varney Ford. Varney Ford in Newport gives one full year maintenance on every new and used vehicle they sell. Come visit them and see their huge selection of cars and trucks. The nice car and truck people. What a nice day out there today. Temperatures in the 40s. Take a look at all this warm air. Raleigh into the 80s. Look at Washington, D.C. 48 degrees. They were in the 80s yesterday. Felt like a summer day today. Back into winter, spring-ish type of temperatures as a cold front did make its way through. But we had temperatures pretty mild here in town, above average 45. 45 in Bar Harbor as well. Waterville, 42 degrees, a little bit cooler. But look at Greenville. Into Millinocket, we had some 30s because of a thick snowpack up north. Really keeping things on the cooler end. You can kind of see that line right about here. That indicates where all that thicker and heavier snow is up north. Our average high should be hovering around 43 degrees. Take a look at the next week. Sunday, maybe a little bit cooler than that. But look at all these 40s down the board, even into end of next week. So even into beginning of April, it looks like we're going to have some pretty decent temperatures, near average at that. Today, though, and right now, we did have some pretty clear skies, mostly sunny, not much going on, a couple of thicker clouds we had earlier today by the coast, but most of that did make its way out of the region. Look at this little partial system, though. Wow. Some severe weather down south. St. Louis getting in on some heavier rain. Really some thunderstorms down south all the way into by Memphis going into the Tennessee area. They will be on alert tonight as some severe weather will be in the region. The atmosphere is favorable and temperatures are warm as well. So things will look pretty interesting down south. That's going to make its way into our area tomorrow evening into Sunday. So we're going to start out maybe a couple of sprinkles as temperatures are more on the warmer end. Transitioning to all snow. This is pretty much going to be mostly a snow event here in town. Same story up north by the coast, though. Rain and snow mix, more of a snow event, but still lots of rain and snow mixing in. Sunday, we're going to continue to have some snow in the region. Then, by those afternoon hours, things finally start to improve. We might see a couple of inches here in town with a lot more up north. Greenville into the Millinocket area, and of course by Caribou. Places will get well over 6 inches. Here in town, though, maybe 2, 3, 4 inches of snow. We need to keep an eye on that. There will be some spots that will have more, of course, north of town. That's where the temperatures will be more on the cooler end. Winds are still on the breezy end, 14 miles an hour here in town. 13 Waterville, 13 in Greenville. Millinocket coming in with around a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Wind gusts are going to start to die down tonight, but look what happens by tomorrow. Once again, it starts to ramp up, and by Sunday, we really have some windy conditions close to 40 miles an hour in some spots. We do have winter weather advisories out and some winter storm watches up north. Here in town, though, nothing as of yet. Tonight, though, temperatures will be hovering close to 22 degrees, partly cloudy skies and breezy conditions. Tomorrow, 42 degrees, mostly cloudy as well. And our extended forecast outlook does show that rain and snow on Sunday. Then we're in the clear Monday and Tuesday. Beth?
All right, so definitely some sun heading our way at least. The rest, you know, that could shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time. Things like you said, can take a turn very quickly.
Ever-evolving phenomenon.
Yes, yep.
All righty.
Well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
Say goodbye to lag times and death spirals with our crazy fast fiber internet. At GoNet Speed, we've dropped our prices on fiber. That means hello to fast fiber internet starting at just $49.95 per month. Or go up to 1 gig, that's 1,000 megabits per second, for only $69.95 a month. The lowest prices we've ever offered. No contract, no hidden fees, no joke. Visit GoNetspeed.com to check availability in your area.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do Rhino linings. We can Rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
The FlexSteel Spring Semi-Annual Sale is in full bloom with fresh savings on fabric and leather reclining and stationary furniture, tables, beds, desks, dressers, and more. Furniture that comforts, furniture that endures, all with a blue steel spring at its core. FlexSteel, designed for living, built for life. Save big today during FlexSteel Spring Semi-Annual Sale.
Dorsey Furniture, open 7 days a week, Route 1A, Holden.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Even though spring just started, we are already looking ahead to fall, especially as Maine Black Bear football took the field Friday for their first spring practice. Take a look.
It's good to get everything organized, put together, coaches, players, and just be able to be out here and run plays.
Fall is a lot closer than you think. Maine football is back on the field for their first spring practice of 2023.
I'm super excited. It's awesome to be back out here. You know, this is what you come here to do. We're here to play football, obviously.
Because of an injury, that's something that quarterback Derek Robertson didn't get to do all of last year.
D-Rob being out there is great. I had a good stretch of games with him in 2021, so I'm just excited to keep building that trust, keep getting the offense tighter and just score a lot of points this year.
A huge key to the Black Bears offense last year was tight end Sean Bowman. He's also making a return to the field after a leg injury forced him to miss the last couple games of the season.
Be back out here with my brothers, put a helmet back on, to be able to run on the turf, be tired running from drill to drill. It's just great to just be back out here and just be doing what I love.
While there was much excitement and fun in the air, the Black Bears wasted no time getting down to business, establishing their goals for the spring.
Number one, we're trying to improve fundamentally, technically, increase our knowledge of who we are, and build our depth.
Another thing is, we're just trying to grow and get closer as a team, which we did a great job in the fall. We're a really tight-knit group, and we're just trying to build on that.
That success in bonding last fall arrived alongside first-year head coach Jordan Stevens, and the first impressions he left on his squad were nothing but positive.
And Coach Stevens is great. He does everything right, and he preaches everything to us that we're supposed to do, and he does the same thing, and everyone loves playing for him.
The values that he brought in, we're not wavering on that and just kind of sticking to what he believes in.
And Stevens believes changing the Black Bears' fortunes from a 2-9 season last year will come down to how hard they prepare from now till August.
We need to be in a better position to start the season in terms of being ready to play. Long way from getting to there, but we need to be ready to function as a team in a better way moving forward.
Can't wait for that first game already. Let's stay with Black Bear football now. The NFL season may be months away, but let's talk about a Black Bear who's going to be in the thick of it. Andre Miller is entering his second season as a member of the New York Giants practice squad. The Old Town native was a standout wideout as a Black Bear, but transitioned to tight end after being signed as an undrafted free agent last year. We caught up with Miller at UMaine's Pro Day this week and talked with him about how he's managed switching positions and his overall growth.
New techniques, stuff I've never done before, just doing it as much as possible. Obviously still bulking up a little bit. When I did Pro Day last year, I was 225, and now I'm 245. So I've been slowly progressing all through the year, and I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
And this year will be much different for Miller. He will now have one of the NFL's best tight ends, Darren Waller, to help hone his skills. Of course, Miller is pumped to be his teammate, especially since he already takes from the greats.
when I realized I was getting switched to tight end, he was someone I kind of started to study a little bit, just trying to pick from the tight ends games that I can. I look at Travis Kelce, Evan Ingram, guys I can kind of find something and put it into my own weaponry.
Okay, how about some more Black Bear action? On Friday, Maine baseball took on St. Joe's in the first game of their 3-game weekend series, and it was a pitcher's game. Let's take a look at that box score. St. Joseph's picked up the 3-2 win. It was a great battle between two great pitchers, particularly Colin Fitzgerald for Maine, went 6 innings pitched with 1 earned run. Cole Stetzer, though, got the win for St. Joe's as Ryan Piccolo hit a game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 9th inning to pick up the win for the Hawks. Best player on offense for Maine in the game was Miles Sargent, who went 3 for 4 with 1 RBI and a home run. Black Bears looking to even the series Saturday, perhaps win it on Sunday. Okay, finally, we talked about the University of New England's men's ice hockey team making the national semifinals on Thursday. That game was Friday against Adrian College, and it was insane. A battle of 2 top 10 teams in the country with high-octane offenses. They more than proved that. Let's go right to the third. It was 5-2 UNE in the second, but Adrian stormed all the way back to tie it, and with just under 10 to go, tie ends, puts one past Billy Gerard to give the Bulldogs a 6-5 lead. 5 to go now. Adrian's Chase Spencer emerges from behind the net, but he loses the puck, and Daniel Winslow finds it for UNE and scores. We are tied at 6. Just 50 seconds later, Jake Fuss catches a charging Jared Christie, and he snipes one into the net. Nor'easters lead 7-6, but hold on. Just over a minute left. Bulldogs threatening, loose puck behind the net. Bradley Summers kicks it out to Ryan Patosha. It's 7-7. We go to overtime. And in overtime, Adrian again, Jaden Shields to ends. Up to Eliseo Luciani. He shoots and scores as he fell down. Game over. Adrian moves on to the national title game. They beat UNE in an amazing game, 8-7. Whew, got to take a breather there. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Triple S Tax Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel. Come stop by for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Right now, you could save up to $1,100 with affordable 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
The Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Come and enjoy the experience of their all-you-can-eat seafood dinner every Friday night, now through April, with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Simply call to make your reservation or order for takeout. You can also take your taste buds on a journey with their 5-course international menu, Tuesday through Thursday, for just $29.95 per person. The Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Belanger's Drive-In has been locally owned and operated since 1974 and has always been a staple of the local community. At Belanger's Drive-In, we've gone out of our way to make sure there's something to satisfy every kind of appetite. With more than 85 items on our menu prepared daily with the freshest ingredients, it may be hard to choose, but it's impossible to end up hungry. Located at 84 Main Street in Fairfield, stop in and see us, closed on Mondays.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects: biology.
Name an animal with the long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When last time you seen one?
Anatomy.
Name a part of Steve Harvey that a woman might want to kiss.
Your six-pack.
The six-pack? Does she know who Steve Harvey is? You got to dig for it, but it's in there.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Don't miss host Lenny Kravitz, plus Taylor Swift, Pink, and more.
Thank you, iHeartRadio.
The iHeartRadio Music Awards this Monday live on Fox.
The locals in Bangor and Brewer now have a new opportunity to go green. Our Devin Dagnall and chief photographer Dave Simpson spoke with business owners that are making it happen.
The worst thing you can do with food is throw it away.
One Earth Composting is a business that wants to make the world a better place by taking care of your food waste. Owner Matt Saunders goes door to door picking up scraps in his green buckets so it can be composted.
I'm the business guy. My wife wants to save the world, so composting is an integral part of that.
The business started in Hamden, but recently Saunders expanded the area of his clientele to include Bangor and Brewer. For $25 a month, customers have the peace of mind that they are helping reduce greenhouse gases by having their food waste composted. After the buckets are collected, they are taken to the Chickadee Compost Facility, where the nearly year-long process begins.
We build a pile, we move it onto this pad, and then we turn those piles about once a week for the first couple of months, and then less frequently over the following few months, and then we just let it sit for another 2 or 3 months.
The owner and operator of Chickadee Compost, Kate Tompkins, says once the process is complete, the compost can be used as an excellent fertilizer, and she sells it by the bucket or by the yard for bulk buyers. In Surrey, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Definitely a great sustainability solution there. Well, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife has shared photos of their semi-annual research trip into Maine's bat caves, literally. Every 3 winters, the department's biologists don their headlamps, masks, and bright yellow safety suits to squeeze into narrow caves searching for bats. They do this to monitor Maine's bat populations and guide conservation strategies. 3 of the 8 species of bats found in Maine migrate south for the winter, but the rest stay here year-round, hibernating in attics, old wells, and of course, those caves. But these spaces unfortunately can't protect them from disease, and cave bats are highly susceptible to the fungal disease known as white nose syndrome, which has caused a whopping 95% population decline in Maine's cave bats since it was first detected 12 years ago. Now, if you want to learn more, you can head to mefishwildlife.com/bats. I know we were talking earlier, neither one of us a big fan of the small spaces, but when you hear that 95%, you understand why they're being so diligent about keeping up with those numbers.
A surprising statistic there, but glad to see they're doing the work to help protect them.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks, that does it for us. Happy Friday and good night.
Good night, everyone.